What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is Dariusdotch, and I'm an actor, hip hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, one, become the best version of yourself mentally, and two, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or loved one or someone who would benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. Before we get started, let me just say that I am recording on the go on this episode, and I am currently recording from my dressing room, from my changing station. So the quality of this recording will not be the same as it normally is. So bear with me, and thank you for your patience. Moving forward, it will be better. All right, and welcome back to another episode. So today, let's talk about how to improve your confidence. We're going to talk about how to improve your confidence and have more self-love. And why self-love? Because there's no way in hell you can have more confidence and hate yourself. Self-love will either help your confidence or hurt your confidence. You can't be a person who doesn't love themselves and have a lot of confidence at the same time. It won't be real confidence. It might be a mask, but deep down, it won't be genuine. And we know those people. The people who you can just tell just fully love themselves. They have some of the most genuine, unique confidence in themselves. They just carry themselves different. And I'm not talking about arrogance, just a person who is so comfortable with themselves that they are who they are, and the confidence is just clear. And the reason why this is so important is because if you're a confident person, it's really easy to take action. If you're confident in who you are, it's way easier to take action towards getting the life you want. But if you don't have that confidence, if you're not confident in your abilities and what you're capable of, if you're second guessing yourself, then it's going to be harder to take that action you need because you're not going to be fully outside of your head. You're going to be in your own way, overthinking and second guessing the whole way. Not to mention worrying way too much about what other people think. It affects the way you feel, the way you carry yourself, the way you walk into a room, the way you might ask somebody out, the way you attempt to make a sale if you're a salesperson, the way you lead. It affects you in so many different ways. It can affect if you're able to find a significant other, just your interactions with other people in general. And yeah, I know that to some people, the term self-love can sound cute and something people may not take seriously. But what it really comes down to is you getting the life you want to, and all the things you may not get, the things you won't do, the people you won't meet, the way you won't show up when you walk into a room. And that is directly at stake when it comes to your confidence. And when it comes to relationships, for the most part, you're going to attract someone who is close to the same level as your confidence-wise, in a lot of different ways. And men, I know you feel me on that one. You want that beautiful, badass, confident woman, right? But confident women usually don't go for men who don't have confidence. You have to have another level of confidence. That's just the way it is. Before I go any further, let me say that this episode ain't meant to help you talk to men or women more confidently, but it's about strengthening your self-love to build your confidence overall and all the things that will improve as a result of you having more confidence. So I'm going to teach you some tips on how to have more self-love. So let's imagine this scenario for a second. Imagine a child growing up with a horrible parent, and this parent always tells this child that they're stupid, they're an idiot, they won't ever amount to anything, everything they do is wrong, they're worthless, they're unlovable. Terrible, right? But it happens. Kids really do grow up like this. And let's imagine this kid did grow up like this, and they were told these things for years and years and years. Think about how wounded this child is going to be when they grow up. Do you think this will affect them mentally when they grow up? Do you think it'll affect how they think about themselves, their confidence? Of course it will. Yes. That makes sense to you, right? So I got a question. What the hell do you think is the difference between you and that child? What's the difference? Nothing. You're older. And the other difference, the main difference, the abuser for that child is somebody else. And for a lot of you listening, you are your own abuser. You're the one that tells you that you're worthless. You're the person that says you'll never amount to anything. You're the one who constantly reminds you of your failures. It's you. That child can eventually walk away. And a lot of times, as soon as the child can get the hell out of the house, if they're able to do, they go away. But you are stuck with you. You are stuck with you. You can't walk out of your own head. You are in your own mental prison. And look, I've been there. You can actually trick yourself into thinking that you're actually helping yourself by talking down to yourself. You might think that it's going to help you change, and it might, but it's changing for the wrong reason. It's changing out of hate because you hate that thing about yourself, right? Not because you love yourself. If you talk negatively to yourself like this, you are abusing yourself. And if you've been listening to me, then you probably have heard me give this example before. But think about all the negative shit you say to yourself. Do you call yourself a fat ass, an idiot? Do you say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you call yourself a fuck up? Do you tell yourself you're ugly? Now imagine all these things you say to yourself, and imagine saying that to your little brother or your sister, a niece or a nephew, somebody you love. Would you say these things to them? No, hell no, you wouldn't. So why do you do it to yourself? What's the difference? Is there a difference? If you talk to yourself this way, then of course your confidence will be lower. Another example. Let's say your best friend went on a first date. Let's say it was a blind date. They never met. And you tell them to call you after the date to see how it went. And you're excited for him or her. And they call you right after the date. And they say the date was going good. And right in the middle of the date, the other person stopped and told them, hey, I'm having a good time, but I don't think this is going to work. Let's just be friends. You wouldn't say, yeah, I can see why. I mean, you have put on a few pounds lately. You are getting older. You can be way too awkward. I'm sure they were out of your league. You're actually pretty stupid too. You wouldn't say that to your best friend after a date, right? Obviously not. Again, why do we say this to ourselves? In normal life and also when dating or trying to find your partner. Why? When you don't find the person you want or the person you want feels differently. Why do you say, well, they want somebody prettier than you, somebody whose body is better. They're out of your league. You can't get them. If you don't get that promotion, do you say, yes, because you're not smart enough. You just don't know as much as you pretend to know. You're never going to amount to anything. And this is how people talk to themselves. And you might be one of them. And my question is, what and who is that benefiting? What's up, what's up, what's up? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for listening to this episode and to also let you know that this podcast is 100% donation driven, which means it's completely funded by you, the listener. So if you like the content I have to offer, I would love it if you can make a donation and you get to pick the amount. I left links in the description of the video as well as my homepage. You can choose which way benefits you the best to donate. And if you need more options, please feel free to email me at dariusdotch@gmail.com. That's dariusdotch@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here and let's get back to it. What and who is that benefiting? What good is going to come from that? So what do you say when you look in the mirror? Do you say you're fat? You're ugly? You should work out more. That dress looks horrible on you. And even if you are fit and in shape, do you say your makeup is ugly? Your clothes look stupid. You don't dress as good as other people. Or do you look at yourself and say, damn, you're looking good? Or, yeah, you may have more weight than you want, but hey, we're going to change that. You're still beautiful right now. Ain't nobody else like you. And like I always say, comparison is the thief of all joy. It's not that you don't love your body. You just don't love it compared to the way it looks to somebody else. somebody else's body, somebody else's clothing, their job, their shape. You might say you're getting fat because you're comparing yourself to a photoshopped Instagram model, or you're comparing yourself to somebody who's been working out for decades and you just started your workout journey. Or you're comparing yourself and calling yourself a failure because your friend from high school just bought a massive house and yours ain't nowhere near as big. You might be driving a Buick and you feel less than because you see that 18-year-old millionaire who sells Bitcoin or makes money on Instagram and is way more than you make. And you're stuck in this comparison. And your comparison game is wrong. Comparison is bad if you do it the wrong way. So you are who you are. That's a fact. Your weight is what it is. That's a fact. The amount of money you have in the bank, it is what it is. That's a fact. Those things won't change instantly. But what you can change is what you do moving forward. The actions you used to take, you can change all the actions you used to take to get you to this point in your life and make them different to get you to the life you want. It's going to feel a lot harder to go to the gym to work on yourself. It'll be a lot easier to procrastinate if you feel like crap. When you talk bad to yourself, it doesn't feel good. So in order to motivate yourself to change, you have to talk better to yourself so you feel better and you can take that action. How much better do you feel when you think better of yourself? Think about how you feel when you put that dress on that fits you really nice and people are giving you compliments. Or when your hair just got done and it looks really, really good and people keep telling you they love it. Men, how about when you put on that suit or you get that fresh haircut and you get the compliments? It feels good, right? What if you felt that way all the time? How could you bring that into your life more? How can you do more of that for yourself? Imagine if you had that feeling all day. Imagine what you can do if you did. You have to be your biggest fan. You have to be. If nobody else believes in you, you have to even more. You have to be the one. Most people are their biggest critic, and that doesn't feel the same. That doesn't help the same way. You have to be your biggest fan, compliment yourself, love yourself, make yourself be in a better place mentally. And when you do that, you will start to see other people come to your side and be a big fan of yours too. Most people are way too focused on the things they don't love about themselves, about the things they hate about themselves, instead of what they do love. If you love something, then you want to help it and you want to help improve it. If you hate your body, you can change it by hating it, but you can also change it because you love it and you want to improve it out of love. Which one do you think will be easier? Which one do you think will feel better? Like Dwayne Johnson says, when you focus on you, you grow. When you focus on shit grows. So think to yourself, what am I focusing on throughout the day? And I suggest you make a list of all the things you think about, mainly all the things you say to yourself, all your fears, all your limiting beliefs. Make this massive list and tell yourself that you won't say all that negative shit to yourself anymore. From now on, I'm going to be my biggest fan and not my biggest critic. From now on, I'm going to talk positive to myself, and all this will not be in my vocabulary because I'm going to be in my corner all day and every day. If you focus on you, you're going to grow. So that's what I got for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody that can benefit from this, somebody who is a friend or a family member, somebody who has goals and is trying to improve their lives. So thank you again, and let's get it in.